Constantine is a TV series that isn't scheduled to air on NBC until late October, but I was able to catch the pilot episode very early, so let's talk about it. Now, for anyone who's unfamiliar with this character from DC Comics, or if you didn't see the movie about him that was made in 2005 starring Keanu Reeves, the premise of this show is we meet John Constantine, this time played by Matt Ryan, and he's a demon hunter. He's the guy who goes off, kills demons, exorcises people that are possessed by demons, and this is his life. At the very beginning of the episode, we see that he's pretty torn up because he did this job where he failed to save this little girl, Astro. She was killed by a demon and her soul is trapped in hell. So he's broken up over it. He blames himself. He checks himself into a mental hospital, even tries to get electroshock therapy to get himself to forget about all of this. Of course he can't. And when he leaves this hospital, he runs into this character, Live, who is the daughter of somebody who is able to see demons in our world. So naturally, she has this ability too. So throughout the episode, you see Constantine try to protect her and keep her from getting killed by these demons. Now, what I thought of the pilot episode to Constantine was, this show wasn't that bad. It wasn't. First, let me talk about John Constantine, who is played by Matt Ryan. I like Matt Ryan. I like what he brought to this character. He had the swagger. He had that I don't give a fuck about anything attitude that I know Constantine to have. He also had the look with the trench coat and he looked the part. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I'm this huge Constantine fan. I've never read the comics. Most of what I know about the character is from the movie. But there's one thing about this character, at least on this show, that pisses me off. And it's not the show's fault. It's not the actor's fault. It's NBC's fault. NBC won't allow Constantine to smoke cigarettes. And I know that might sound like such a minor thing to some people. If you're listening and you're going, well, what's the big deal? It's just cigarettes. Why is that something to get mad over? Look, I think if you take a main character and you show that he has an addiction or that he has a vice, or look at it this way, he's a character, he's an anti-hero, he kills demons, he saves people, but he doesn't care about his own life. He's slowly killing himself. And like in the movie, how he had cancer and he was slowly dying. And they even work into the show that he's damned to hell. As soon as he dies, he will spend an eternity in hell. That's his fate. So I think the idea of him smoking, not caring that he's getting himself closer to that, it's fascinating. It makes his character so much more interesting. It sucks that NBC is so tight-assed that they're like, oh, we can't have a main character smoke cigarettes. I'm like, really? Is that the worst thing you can have a main character do? It's a TV show about demons and possession. Why is smoking cigarettes such a big fucking deal? I'm sorry, that pisses me off. And I think it does take away a lot of layers and dimensions to the character. But that's just me. I like this character, Live, that is introduced. The actress is Lucy Griffiths. I liked her because not only can she see demons, but she took her gift, she took what she was able to do, and she wanted to make a difference. She wanted, especially by the end of the episode, she wants to be a part of this. She wants to go out there. She can't let innocent people get killed. And I just feel like that was a character that over time I would get to like a lot. And then, of course, I read online that the actress left the show due to creative differences when she found out that the creators were taking the show or her character in a different direction. I guess she wasn't for it, so she left. So now, since I saw an early pilot version of the episode, they said they have to reshoot a scene to explain her absence, why she won't be there for the rest of the series. And that sucks a lot, because she's such a big part of this first episode, and you would expect her to be a main character now. It's weird. Apparently they're going to introduce this character, Zed Martin, who is from the comics, so if I continue watching the show, I will be interested to see how they create that different change and make it work. Another character on the show is Manny, who is an angel that is assigned to watch over Constantine. And I like that because since Constantine is damned to hell one day, having an angel watch over him and maybe even protect him is a good idea. Now, this guy is not your traditional angel. He's kind of, I don't want to say an asshole, but there's definitely an interesting relationship between the two, and you don't really know what he's thinking. The moments when they talk, when Manny almost freezes time and then possesses a body of somebody nearby to talk to Constantine, is pretty trippy. Now, the special effects, I don't know if it was because I was watching such an early version of the pilot. The effects weren't the greatest. I mean, they weren't horrible, but still, some of the CGI was just like glaring. I hope that by the time the show airs, the effects are much better. And they very well could be, so I don't want to judge it too much on that. But I will say two complaints about the show. And it's not really complaints, it's something that makes me question whether this show will be a success or a hit, or whether it will last long. This premise, this idea, what Constantine is about, is so out there and so dark and so gritty that I'm not sure if mainstream audiences are ready to watch a TV show like this. This is pretty hardcore stuff. Hell, if you've seen the movie, it gets pretty out there and messed up with religion and angels and demons, heaven and hell, and I'm not sure if an NBC audience is ready for that. And sure, NBC isn't as bad as Fox when it comes to canceling the show, but a show like this will require a decent budget. If this was on CW, this show would be going on for at least 7-8 seasons, no matter what the ratings were. But speaking of CW, this show, there's a lot of comparisons with this and Supernatural. I can't help but make those comparisons. And again, I'm not sure if it might take me a while to really fall in love with the show like I do with Supernatural. So, all in all, though, I will say the pilot was interesting. It was different. It was refreshing to see something like this on NBC. I do hope that it stays on. I do hope that people watch it, because DC especially could use a lot more TV shows to get their names out there, their characters out there, their stories out there. It's cool to have other superhero stuff that isn't traditionally superhero. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you're interested in checking out Constantine, the TV show. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Later!